Hello everybody, and welcome to another year of Create Seminar Series. This year's going to be a little different. We're having our meetings this year on Tuesday at noon, so everybody should just note that, primarily just so we don't conflict with other groups that have things that are happening on campus as well on Wednesday, so welcome. It's actually, I'm really pleased that we're going to start our seminar series with Dr. Youn. Youn Choi, I don't know how I could possibly forget that. The reason why is I know Youn for a pretty long time, I think back 2015. Right? So I've known Youn for a while. No, it had to be before 2015. 2008 or something like that.
Yes,
2008, yeah. Anyway, so I've known Youn for a while, so I'm really pleased that she's visited us from South Korea to sort of launch this year's seminar series, which is actually, we're going to try to have a theme that focuses on AI and the uses of AI in education. So Youn's going to launch us in that effort. We'll continue like we normally do. We'll have like she'll have like a 45-minute presentation, and then hopefully we'll have some really good questioning. I masked up because last week I was exposed to someone that had COVID and Create, so I'm just trying to protect everybody that's here, including Youn, so they don't get sick. Anyway, I'm pleased that Youn is here. She is a research professor in South Korea, where she teaches a variety of different courses, including those about AI, as well as advanced physics classes. So, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Youn Choi from Youn University, Korea, and I'm a board member of Create as well. So I'm pleased to present our team research here today. I'm a little nervous now, so please understand me. Starting with the script, actually I have 16 pages. So hopefully by the end I could be comfortable speaking without this one. In education or training approaches to auto-scoring based on technological advancements, educational principles and user experiences. To explore into these approaches, one must understand pedagogical methodologies, IT techniques, and the application of domain knowledge. I would like to introduce the ongoing research at the university aimed at enhancing the learning and assessment aspect of our online curriculum. First of all, I would like to briefly introduce the composition of our research team. For the development study on digital education and assessment platform, we have 3 computer engineers and 4 expert in educational specialists. For the research for right side, on teaching and learning strategy using ChatGPT, 5 experts in science education are collaborating. Here is today's agenda. First, I will provide a brief introduction to the course that served as a backdrop and followed by the objective of our study. I will also discuss our challenges and the pivotal moment we encountered. And second, our research emphasized the significance of descriptive evaluation. With the advanced of generative AI, algorithms like ChatGPT demonstrate possibility beyond the capability of the individual research team. In this context, our research team will explore active application of ChatGPT. We will initially discuss the future of the ChatGPT and then introduce its potential application in education. Lately, in the last session, we will introduce the effort our research team has been making for the short answer and descriptive evaluation and share our ultimate objective. Youn University has been offering the course AI and the Future Society since 2017 aimed to foster digital literacy. With about 1,300 students enrolled per semester, we are dedicated to providing a learning experience.
Sonia, could you use the microphone? If that is worse, because the fan is so noisy.
Is it better? I've been involved since the inception of this course. Initially, we started with about eight instructors, but currently I manage the course alone as a MOOC course. While the course is tailored for art and humanities, social science, and engineering students, there are limitations. It's truly catered to individual student needs and interests. Our ultimate goal is to achieve adaptive learning. To do this, we are trying to transition to an auto-scoring paradigm first stage. It's essential for us to provide each student with personalized feedback that accurately mirror their performance. We are designing quiz and assessment to corresponding directly with the course's goal. And then additionally, we are planning to offer learning resources specifically suited to each student's learning path. We have been developing an auto-grading platform for the past 2 years, focused on keyword analysis for short answer questions, summarizing student response for descriptive questions, and developing for algorithm based on machine learning. But last year, after OpenAI introduced ChatGPT, we stopped our platform development, shifted our focus on leveraging generative algorithm. Currently, our research team is preparing for collaborating with the generative algorithm Clover from the Korea company Naver. We expect this by the end of this year. Today, I will introduce how ChatGPT can be used in the classroom setting and discuss its potential benefits. While our journey has had its ups and downs, I do like to emphasize the significance of exploring ChatGPT as a valuable teaching assistant offering support on educational sector. Here is our funny tour illustration. However, this foundational idea is as follows. Our university has LMS, the orange one, LMS where students managing their learning and where courses are conducted. We aim to incorporate auto scoring system, the upper one, into the LMS. By doing so, we can provide auto feedback and learner-specific materials, thus supporting personalized learning. In this setup, the student can engage in individualized learning from the educator perspective. It allows the assessment of the student based on the lesson conducted with the course. This assessment can then be used to plan for the next lesson. Therefore, each student gains a personal tutor, and for the teacher can get assist from a teaching assistant. Emphasis on descriptive evaluation is underscored by the need for mechanism that accurately diagnoses student knowledge and comprehension. Additionally, through descriptive evaluation, we can fairly assess the actual capabilities of the student. And communication and writing skills are important for learners to articulate their thoughts lucidly, boost critical document and materials recorded in writing. For this purpose, descriptive evaluation play a pivotal role. While using cutting-edge technology like AI, we must not lose sight of the fundamental pedagogical methodologies. From the perspective, our research aims to emphasize once more the importance of descriptive evaluation. One of the significant advantages of descriptive evaluation is presenting students with limited performance and promoting them to think about solutions. Through this, students can develop their problem-solving abilities, and with continued practice, their abilities will improve. In real-world classroom, this stems from the increased workload for teachers and the need for students to prepare separately for this evaluation. Additionally, students might feel overwhelmed receiving direct feedback from their teachers. In conclusion, while we recognize the importance and efficacy of descriptive evaluation, there are limitations and challenges in its application. There is a pressing need to explore a solution to address this concern. While understanding the importance of descriptive assessment, the increasing need for an AI-powered auto-grading system becomes evident given the challenging and pressing pressures experienced in the educational field. Let's start by brief introducing the history of auto-descriptive assessment research. Here, the initial motivation to reduce the burden of grading essay for teachers has spurred a decade for research, leading to today's advanced technology. Discussing the traditional approach of AI evaluation system, which is supervised learning. We basically involve the collecting student response to predefined question, which expert given. Then evaluate to train the AI model. Traditional automatic grading primarily used supervised learning. This method requires vast amount of question and expert grading data. Using this data, computers are trained to create model to evaluate student response. However, the drawback lies in the challenge of collecting question and grading data. Ultimately, using AI not only eases the pressure of descriptive assessment in educational setting, but also maximizes effectiveness. This enhancement in quality foster a more efficient learning experience for students. However, there is a resistance toward the adoption and use of the AI evaluation system in modern education. Teachers value the process of manual grading and providing feedback to students over depending on AI, linking this sentiment to the perceived limitation of AI. In conclusion, the direction for the development of AI-based descriptive assessment system should be aligned with on-ground needs strived by overcome the constraints of training data and aim to develop a system that can respond to a wider array of questions and situations. The general features of the student response analysis system use AI include the following. The AI assessment system main feature include automatic recognition and identification of keyword and expressions in student response using natural language process technology. Assessing score to response based on this keyword for quantitative analysis. And third one is presenting important missed data to teacher offering answers and highlight crucial keyword, thereby enable teacher to provide specific and enriching feedback. It has a wide application scope from simpler evaluation to complex answer, accessible through a real-time web platform, and with limitation addressed by the ongoing integration of advanced AI technology to enhance analytical capability and accuracy. Well, in this chapter, I would like to talk about the use of AI as a teaching assistant. To do so, let's take a moment to envision large language model. The essence and since 2013, rapid advancements has been made in the field of natural language processing (NLP). At the core of these advances lies in the integral component known as a language model. Language model is conditional probability model that predicts the likelihood of the next word based on the given sequence of the word or sentence. For example, if present with the sentence we are at predicting that usually at airport is likely a continuation. It's a task of the language model. Through this, if the AI has vision, it might the sentence complete by the we are at the create. But now in language model, it is hard to help. Through this, we can discern the relationship between words and determine which words are frequently used in particular context. Presently, most technology employ deep learning-based language model these days. Example include the auto-complete function on smartphone and search recommendation feature on the platform like Google or Naver. This technology fundamentally predicts the next word or sentence based on the language model. One of the significant recent shifts in the field has been emergence of deep learning-based language model in 2017, leading to substantial enhancements in performance. While initially statistical-based model dominated the introduction of deep learning-based model brought about a marked improvement in performance. Notably, complexifying the model structure or adding layer contribute to this advancement in performance. Examine the structure of the encoder-decoder model. The left part consists of the encoder that process input data, and the right part comprises the decoder, which generates out data. The encoder encrypt the input data into the internal representation, and the decoder substantially produces the desired output based on its internal representation. Originally, this encoder and decoder framework was developed by machine translation. For example, it can take an English sentence as input and translate its contents into Korean. A significant feature of both encoder and decoder is their stack-like structure. It means the model isn't compromised of just a single encoder and decoder layer, but has multiple layers of them stacked together. This structure evolved into an architecture known as a transformer, which has become a foundation of several models. GPT and BERT are the most known models. GPT, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is a model that is solely based on the decoder without utilizing the encoder. On the other hand, BERT for bidirectional decoder representation from transformer employ only the encoder without decoder part. BERT efficiently encode give input, make it useful tool for various natural language processes. Now I'm going to introduce our.
Can you go back to the chat GPT slide just for a second? I didn't finish reading. I just want to read it.
ChatGPT has no encoder part, so that is benefit. There is pros and cons because it is not easy to input our own data to ChatGPT. That means the data what ChatGPT uses is clean, already clean. So that is differences ChatGPT and BERT. So if you are focusing on the representing data from input, you can choose the BERT, but usually in educational field, the data, the cleanness or kind of data is very important, so we usually use ChatGPT.
Okay, I get that. That's good.
The first thing we need to consider is the relationship between a teacher instruction and the assessment system. If all teachers were to conduct their lesson according to this system, the creativity and diversity of the instruction would greatly decreases. Unfortunately, teachers in the field who work with do not want this. What teachers want is not a system that completely replaces the assessment, but a system that aids the evaluation process. This also happened to be the direction of our research. Our research aimed to develop a system that quickly analyze student responses. To explain the principle of this system simply, it extracts attributes or pattern related to the correct answer from student responses and provide feedback based on this pattern of individual responses. Attributes related to the correct answer may exhibit a consistent pattern, but incorrect answer can take on various forms. The diversity of this wrong answer can reflect issue in the instruction. This is one of our research team which is we choose the GPT vector. Here is the result of accuracy of our result. To assess the effectiveness of various scoring methods, examine their correlated with human grading to check the accuracy of our model. So there is three machine-based model, one side rule-based scoring and machine learning-based scoring and scoring using GPT. And so we check the correlation with human scoring with two kind of assessment item. One is short one, and the other is essay. Rule-based scoring method correlate the correlation of human rating is 0.41, so it is not that high. So, and there is no way to score the essay. It is not easy to score essay. And the machine learning based scoring short answer question scoring has a high correlation with human scoring 0.70 in short answer and 0.42 to 0.70 in essay. It depending on the algorithm used. So machine learning proved valuable in assessing human grading with the flexibility. Machine learning is flexibility to adjust to algorithm and training data, but it's not easy to use for individual teacher. So we checked with the similar process with ChatGPT algorithm. Result from using ChatGPT short answer question, the almost perfect alignment with rubric setting, and then the correlation with human scoring is 0.95. So this is reliable, we think. But after this chapter, I'm gonna show you the demonstration of what we did with our team. So we put our lesson into the ChatGPT, and then after that, the correlation is down a little bit decreased, but well, we think it is because of the lesson is not perfectly aligned with the question. So advantage of using ChatGPT is here, so I'm gonna show you. Here is conclusion for ChatGPT serves as an effective grading tool with a strong correlation to human grading. However, in addition to this, it's essential to make adjustments to the rubric and incorporate teacher reviews to further support student learning. Caution regarding flexibility, emphasizing the necessary teacher reviews. So I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna demonstrate what we did in ChatGPT. This is the first step to develop the system of auto scoring system. Because we are going to use ChatGPT or the neighbor GPT the Korean version of GPT company, and we are going to use their algorithm, and then we will train them with our data, and then we'll use to score the student answer. So, have you ever used ChatGPT before? With 4, GPT 4, version 4. Maybe you guys already know. So I'm going to use my student data As I have 1,200 students in semester, but I will just pick 150 student data because of time. Here is two questions. The first question is short one. The second is essay type question. And as you know, the ChatGPT 4 is good with other language, and the performance of the Korean is 70% to English. So it might be, well, we go to English, okay. So just drop the data here. And actually, we made the question first. This morning. So, see. So I asked ChatGPT to analyze it. Well, if you ask to analyze the data, then the ChatGPT will show you how is the structure and the variable about that. And then I asked ChatGPT to print the data. We suggest first what we need to clean. It's based on the Python, so you can see the process here too. And it says Q1 and Q2. There's some missing value about that. To handle the missing data, it is like this way. So I have to write down the possible question for question 1 because I didn't give the ChatGPT what the question is earlier. So it is exploring from the student's response. Based on these responses, possible question is what to explain. So ChatGPT can guess what is going on here in student data. So I'm gonna put the right question here. This is what I gave to my student. ChatGPT run my intention first, and then I'm going to ask ChatGPT to analyze into response. First keyword and frequency to responses. Well, before ChatGPT, when we try to keyword analysis, we needed a server for collecting data and then need to check, of course, the algorithm, but it is super easy for now. It's super connectivity with 74 mentioned intelligence and something. So, and then I asked ChatGPT to create an Excel file, so it will give me you can see the keyword here and frequency as well. But if you want to visualize this result, you can use you can use any tool, but I recommend the Orange software free. That is very easy to use, and that is the Orange software is based on the machine learning as well. So that's reliable. And then I asked ChatGPT to create a rubric as well. So if I'm a teacher, ChatGPT is a kind of smart teaching assistant to me, so it makes the time it reduces my time. It's very helpful. This is what to do to create rubrics. Takes some time. If you use GPT-4, it takes more time. This is slower than 3.5 because GPT-4 has more parameters, so the speed is a little slow, but the quality is very different. So I truly recommend try to use GPT-4. And many experts said when the Copilot, the Microsoft Copilot is popular was spread out, in the OpenAI might be closed this service to customer. So before then, please enjoy those GPT model very closely, because the service you don't see what they are doing. So before then, enjoy this only $20. It's worth it. So it's for Excel file for me. It creates Excel file for me. As I mentioned to you, I have over 1,000 students per semester, so the scoring is not easy. After GPT, helped me a lot. So my university tried to develop the scoring system and then combine the LMS. The main score based on the speaking rubric. If you don't like it, the rubric the ChatGPT suggested, you can ask them to modify that. Whatever. I think I have. show you later, a bit later. And well, I have three groups. For one is the class one. Okay, I have three class one for art and humanities and science and then social sciences. So I asked ChatGPT compare their results. And it is the for visualization. We can ask them to ask GPT to make a table as well. Well, I majored computer science undergraduate. Well, my major is science and education, background is physics, but I also majored computer science in undergraduate. But definitely GPT is way better than me. So you can make a table like this. We show the sample. Student feedback is here. I asked study feedback. I asked study feedback more earlier, I think. The keyword and the score and what to think the current question and then you can also get Excel file or the question is very simple, so the database is very similar to each other, but it depends on the situation. And then because I didn't satisfied with this one, so I asked ChatGPT to delete this one and then regenerate the score. So the few steps in natural language you can communicate with AI. So it will based on and word, artificial intelligence with and artificial intelligence. What I'm going to show you next is we revise the rubric. And this one. So I'm going to stop. And as I mentioned earlier, ChatGPT to create a table and compare the average score and ST standard deviation for each class, each three class. It is not function with, this function is not work with ChatGPT 3.5, so you have to sign up and then you need to setting, coding and advanced data analysis check, and then when you start with the new tab, you have to click this advanced data analysis. It just opened up about 10 days ago, and well, I tried it and played with this function overnight. It was super impressive. And then you can see the class 1, 2, 3, the average score and standard deviation, and features, keyword, something like that, and total responses. Well, I think there is missing data in class 2. So, and then I'm going to put my lesson because my class, my lesson is recorded on video. So here is my transcript here. So it is what I talked in my video. So I'm going to train. So if teacher want to revise or create something their own class, if combine the video and then change to language, text language, and then put the GPT like this one, this will run my lesson too. Okay. It was my mistake. I should combine. So after running my class, then it will create the rubric. You revise the rubric. Well, actually, I do not like new one. I prefer previous one. But we think our research thing because of my lesson is not focused on the only focused on detection. Because of time limit, I'm gonna stop generating, and then what I want to do next it was the rescoring the new criteria, and then criteria. So I'm gonna skip the number 10, and 11 is based on the lesson content, my lesson, create 3 keys in different formats. Table the answer and possible student answer. So we create 3 types of keys. Currently in the Dongguk University LMS, we check student who is attend my class to check the student's attention. They pop up the small link, but so if you didn't click the link, it just stopped. It just stopped the lesson. But if you can automatically make a quiz, create quiz, it is more efficient. But when I talk with engineer, it might be big computer power, like need a big computer power. So you need 3 types of quiz 1, 2, 3, and answer and commentary, and the right answer per class. Here. Like this. So, okay. Next, what I want to do is if student we try to give the student tailored task. So appropriate assignment for student who take all 3 keys, and then or 2 or 1 or 0 students. So it gave me the student who correct answer for 3 keys. Assignment is research paper, so something like that. 2, an essay. 1, a short response, and 0 keys, the correct answer is reading assignment here. So we suggest that, and then I'm gonna create the student PPT assignment for the first one. So I asked ChatGPT to create a PPT of the best possible example. This student is a 16-year-old black girl growing up in Egypt. So let me see. As you know, OpenAI is based on the work with MS, so it's very comparable with Excel or PPT. Amazing part is coming up. Study a lot. Slide 9. When I test in this morning, it creates only 6 pages, but maybe it has much. Oh, here's. I think I forgot this. And 13 to 2, the second question is, I'm gonna ask the rubric for the presentation via the assignment. And I'm going to skip this though. Create a presentation file. I think there is some problem with connection, maybe or not. So there's this one. And the last part is, well, as a teacher, I would like to improve my class as well because I put my lesson to GPT earlier. So yes. Or I can ask, maybe I can use the result of our my students' response as well. Give me some comment. Okay. This is my closing end. AI, especially language model like GPT, offer a multitude of application in education and research. For example, when establishing research objective or educational plan, insight or suggestion can be sought from such models. However, with the increasing dependency on AI, it's crucial to understand its inherent bias and limitation due to the data constraints. To overcome this limitation, we are going to train with our own data set using GPT API, GPT-1 neighbor API. Our duty is as educator doesn't merely revolve around technology. There is a pressing need for continuous reflection on how to safely adapt to changing technological landscape and integrate them into teaching and research practice. AI is perpetually evolving, catalyzing breakthrough in fields like machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. Consequently, I argue to add flexibility to those technology shifts, evaluating their teaching and research methods to enhance educational quality. In conclusion, while the rapid progression of AI can seem overwhelming, I believe that actively observing and preparing for those changes will benefit future educational and research activities. Thank you.
Yeah, so now we can take some questions, if people have questions. John?
So I think that if you look at what it seems like it's looking for is just keywords in the things. What if students can reach similar ideas without necessarily using the same language, and they're penalized because they, like, let's say for example, they may not use the key term, so this is really common in biology, where you might have like a key word like mitochondria, for example, but but they can still get at some key concepts. So I guess that's kind of my critique of it, is how would it grade that, and what ways can we make it better? So,
저 긴장해서 아무것도 안 들려요. 그죠?
I know it's a big question.
아니, 우리가 카테고리를 다 했잖아요. 근데 여기 막 그 의미는 똑같지만 다른 의미의 단어를 쓰면 어떻게 스코링을 하는 거지?
Okay. Well, I'm so nervous now, so I cannot translate.
It's fine.
Well, you can ask ChatGPT and run it as I do what I train my lesson content to input to the GPT. But in this own website, there might be the limitation to train the GPT model here.
Yeah.
But if you use the GPT API,
Yeah.
this is a B2B service, you can use your own data here. So
So you could train additional
Your-
things
Yeah.
to make sure, oh, this one is also correct answer. So that you can quote.
Yeah.
So there is some software program to talk with GPT.
Yeah.
Train that this one is also correct answer.
So over time, yeah, so you can get past the language
Yeah.
issues that, because I know in the U.S. that's an equity issue we have here, where sometimes teachers, even like, human teachers who should know better, will be skimming through, look for keywords, give higher points to people who have certain keywords,
Yeah.
but not see the fact that, oh, this student is having this concept from, say, physics. They're just not saying Newton's third law, they're saying the principles.
So you can customize your book.
Yeah.
That's the passive way to use. So you can program it.
Yes.
well, actually, the neighbor, the company in Korea, they do the similar idea. Well, the big differences GPT and neighbor is neighbor studied the Korean dictionary, and they studied not. Well, I heard this 2 weeks ago, and they he said Clover studied science, science book, science terminology book, or so anyway, the similar idea is.
Yeah.
So they created each one, all of the possible students, responses of the science knowledge.
Yeah.
They programmed and then they trained the machine to score.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of using the ChatGPT, but they also have, they neighbor some other company, they already trained based on the experts based knowledge.
Yeah.
So they trained that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions, comments?
Sure. So I think it's somewhat of a follow-up to Jonathan's question. I think much of what you demonstrated today was about the content. But I think earlier in your presentation, you talked about like multiple goals of descriptive assessments, like effective communication and
Yes.
problem solving
Yes.
and increased self-confidence.
Yes.
So have you looked at those attributes using GPT?
Yeah, well, it's very beginning. That is kind of challenging for us as well. But I have a second question here too. But my second question was an essay, and we found how their concept map. Well, we can draw student concept map from using GPT. Well, there is a limitation. GPT cannot draw, but as I told you earlier, as I mentioned earlier, if you use the visualizing the tools, you can translate from GPT the result to the visualization. But so what you mentioned, PS or something like that is we try to build that. But essay is pretty good.
Are there any questions online or in chat? Any other comments or questions?
I guess a follow-up on what Kevin said again. So let's say that I wanted to have like an argumentation question. Could I use this potentially to say, are students using evidence to support their claims?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sure. You can you can teach the GPT, this is claim and this is evidence.
Yeah.
And then based on this, evaluate students' response.
Yeah.
And then it will do.
Yeah, so maybe to follow up on that example. So like one of your goals was like increase self-confidence. And I guess I'm curious about what kind of framework you can apply in AI to detect student self-confidence. Like actually, how does it detect that? Because that seems like, what should I say? Like it has some social cultural backgrounds to it that may be unique to students. So I guess I'm suggesting that maybe some of those other constructs, I just want to hear your thoughts about the applicability of something like that to some of those more maybe abstract constructs. Sorry.
모티베이션이나 그런 거 사용할 수 있는지 그런 거. But having, I'm thinking about is, I also think about the your approach, kind of how we can improve student dialogue. So maybe the ChatGPT will kind of listen to the group dialogue, and then maybe the ChatGPT will say, oh, how about this one? You can say that one. So maybe one of them like partners. So I'm thinking about that is maybe we can use as a more motivated, not a content related, more partner. So
Yeah.
that kind of approach is I'm thinking about
That could be if it was a group discussion or something, and
And
it
I'm
could
so
detect,
shy
yeah.
to
Okay,
talk
so-
to you.
Yeah.
And then so that is so
Yeah.
그런 어프로치를 좀 해봤거든요. It was smiling.
Thank you for budget now, so.
But I'm thinking it's a lot of possibilities, motivation, and the self-confidence, because if they say, oh, you did a great job, and then why don't you do this way, and then so speak out, and then, oh, this is good time, and then why don't you agree? So actually that is a movie available as a computer text. So how to make you communicate that with other people. I have a
You know,
question.
I wonder if there's any validity towards using terms like, sometimes when you want to sound more confident, when you write, you wouldn't say, I think you should do this, right? You should say, you should do this. But I wonder if there's any evidence that really says that person is actually more confident because the person says, you do this, rather than I think you should do this. That was basically what your question is, right? In text, somehow detect confidence.
Right.
And I don't know if just by your saying, like some classic things, if you want to sound more confident in writing, you don't say, I think you should do this, you say, you should do this, right? But I don't know if that really means a
So
person.
evaluating the confidence.
Yeah, I don't know if that really means a person's more confident or not.
It just might mean they know how to write more confidently.
Right,
or-
but it doesn't necessarily mean they're more confident.
I didn't get your question.
No, that's okay. I think your idea about like group discussion, right,
Yeah.
still would matter because I think that can be linked to sort of roles in a group.
Yeah.
How people interact in a group could sort of.
So she has a question, so
Yeah, so we think of machine learning programs as a black box. There's a limit to what you can view as to what's going on. And this seems pretty transparent in that it can show you the features that it's extracting, it can show you the weights, you can manipulate them. So what would be some examples of walls you hit or limits where you wish you could see or have insight into what it's doing and you couldn't?
단점이 너무 많은 장점이 많은데 이제까지 써봤잖아요. 뭔가가 더 있었으면 좋겠는 건 뭐가 리미트하고 아니면 improved, AI improved, 뭐가 더 있었으면 좋겠는지.
Well, I think that is the service aspect. What Joe said, and then he said that it's kind of service aspect. This is just generating machine analysis tool. So you can use anyway, like using this one. This is ChatGPT is algorithm, which is trained already. So, well, I think that is kind of service part.
Means more application.
Yes, more application part.
So that is useful. So kind of the assessment application, or kind of discourse application. So that is.
I'm not an expert on ChatGPT, but as a teacher, I use like this way. So I just want to share the approach to use this one. Hopefully,
I have question about the money issue. So we paid $20 for the music, but it's for institutional level when if we want to use in the project.
now it's only for a person.
Yes.
But as I mentioned earlier, many experts, they will end this service soon.
Soon.
Yeah, so just,
The price is going to be high.
or only B2B service,
Uh,
not to person, not to B2C.
then that means we better not to rely on too much GPT because
Oh,
sooner or
but-
later it's expensive.
Yeah, but you can use GPT API.
Yeah.
That is B2B, so
Uh-huh.
maybe center can use GPT. This is very cool. You can see it's generating very closely. There's, I think it is timely. Many experts said.
Well, Sung Young will be here all week if people are interested in chatting with her about this issue, so let's give her a big hand. And if you'd like to chat with her, just give Dom Sue or me an email and we can, or is your email up there so that we can contact you? I saw it up before somewhere. Yeah, you can either email Sung Young or email Dom Sue or me and we can put you in contact with Sung Young. Anyways, thank you very much for looking a little bit into the future of how to use this stuff. Thank you.
Hey, good to see you again.
Right.
Should we just all meet by Zoom this afternoon? Is that all right?
Oh, that's good, sure.
Squeeze major left, squeeze
Probably should. Celine's gonna join us
Oh.
too.
Yes, I did it.
Oh.
Here we go.
So this will-
Wow.